She's been coming here and eating for probably 5-6 years. Out of control carb craving. I found a recipe in this Dr. Fife's, I think is how you say that, keto cookbook. No, do it like you did a while ago. Isn't he cute? It is so comforting to start my day with Sammy the squirrel. Just love watching her. She's been coming here and eating for probably 5-6 years. And I watch her babies grow up and move away. And that's my Keurig in the background. I gotta grab my morning coffee. And a bowl of lemons and a lighted candle to cheer things up. Hey there, it's Vicki Marie. I am doing a vlog today and I'm going to take you along. It's just I'm staying at home again. I haven't been out, except we did do takeout one time to support a local restaurant. And I have to say I did have a bunless hamburger and some sweet potato fries. So it was definitely carbs, but I have to say I enjoyed it. I do think I needed it, especially after a couple of really strong lifting sessions this week. I felt like, I just felt like I needed a little extra carbs. So, yeah. And the scale did not budge, not one bit. So that's another thing I do watch, those numbers. So I'm going to throw that up here and I'm going to show you guys just my trend. I'm going to try to get in the habit of doing that. So I can show you like what I'm doing and how it's impacting my, the trend in my weight maintaining my weight journey. Yeah, it's interesting how that works. But I do weigh myself every day, punch it into my Fitbit, and just follow you'll see the chart. So yeah, I've shown that before. So I'm going to show you a clip, just a quick clip of my weight loss drop when I started working with my trainer, lost the initial 30 pounds, and then how I started gradually climbing back up. And then the last couple of weeks, I've turned that around and it started coming back down. And I attribute that mainly to doing almost a keto diet. Not keto because I'm not in ketosis. I have carbs about every 4 days. I'm finding I'm just needing some extra carbs and I'm just allowing myself to do that. So I have no health reason to stay on a strict keto diet. But I am having eggs and sausage this morning. And I have to say, I do think that eating more meat, and I know this isn't for everyone, but for me, eating more meat is helping me to have more energy, and I've noticed just the mood fluctuations are so much better. Except about every few days, like I said, I'm kind of seeing this trend where I'm like, oh, I need more carbs, and last night I went and had sweet potato fries. So, and then I felt great. So, and I'm not having carb cravings where I want to eat crackers and cookies and chips and ice cream and stuff like that, which I was having for a little while. So that's why I started on the low carb diet, to just curb my out of control carb craving, which tends to happen when I get stressed. And this is really helping me. So, and I'm so happy I get to have sausage and eggs. I don't know what I'm having for dinner, but I'm going to delve into my new keto cookbook and see if I can come up with something where I have the ingredients at home. I have no clue if I'm going to be able to do that, but we will see about that too. Now the thing is, this dish that I'm going to make, hopefully with chicken, either chicken or pork chops, whatever I end up making, it's going to be keto, which is very low, very, very low carb, higher fat. And if you want to add some carbs, it's easy to add carbs. That's why I'm loving this way of eating, because John does potatoes. He's a meat and potato guy. So when I cook a recipe like this, I can just throw some rice in on the side, or some mashed potatoes or a baked potato, and he is a happy camper. So he can have bread and butter. I do have that in the house, so we have plenty of that. I do encourage him to do whole wheat or whole grain bread right now, but yeah, he's loving this because I'm cooking more meat and trying new recipes, and I'm cooking with butter and things like that I haven't done in a while. So yeah, this is a new way of dieting for me. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks. So I'm just taking it week by week. So yep, so I'll do that. I'll show you guys what I end up cooking. And yep, so let's get on with today's rest of the video. And I decided it was time to take down my St. Patrick's Day clingies and put up the Easter clingies finally. And I've put the sun up here because my neighbor was in the front yard visiting with his grandkids. They had walked down the street. They live just down the street from him, and they were just stopping to say hi and maintaining social distancing, and it was so sweet to watch. Here's a close-up of the clingies. These are the ones, I think I got these at the Dollar Tree, pretty sure. And yep, I just love this little guy. Let me move my cord out of the way. Isn't he cute? And then I just put some little eggs and just little eggs there, and a little sunflower, and my little bunny, so cute. And these window boxes, I'm going to be working on this, so that's an upcoming project. So we'll see when I can get around to that. And I was so relieved that on my last trip to Walmart, I grabbed some of this potting soil because this little plant really needed some, and I'd been meaning to pick it up at Dollar Tree and I just didn't get around to it. So thankfully I had this on hand and I was able to just top off this plant. But I think it's doing pretty well. I've had this plant for forever. Both of these plants, I've had them for over 20 years and they've done great. It's about the only plant I can have in the house that I managed to take care of. John's got the green thumb in our family. Start dinner, and I found a recipe in this Dr. Fife's, I think is how you say that, keto cookbook. And I just looked, I had to go through my refrigerator, and John's sitting right here too. He came home from work early today. Well, it's not really early. He goes in, he's at work by 5:30 in the morning, 6 at the latest. So for him, it's not early, but he typically puts in a lot of hours. So he's home on time, but it's early. So, right, John?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
No, do it like you did a while ago.
No.
He was all talkative till I turned the camera on. So, yep, so I'm making this chicken broccoli casserole, and it's on page 234 of this book. And, yeah, I'll just do like a voiceover as I cook it. And but I found some chicken in the refrigerator that I needed to cook up or freeze, so I only used one chicken breast in this whole recipe, and that's doubling it. That's how big the chicken breast was. So yeah, it just called for 6 ounces of chicken, and yeah, I was able to get, I had a 12-ounce chicken breast. So it's a big chicken breast.
Yes, it is.
But that's what they had at the store. So I froze the rest, and then I froze some pork chops and some Italian sausage. And that crunching is Roscoe, because Roscoe and John are eating pork rinds.
Yep.
And I had a couple too. So
they're keto approved.
They are. You're digging this keto recipe stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, it's some good stuff in there.
So yep, so I'm going to do that, and we were just sitting here catching up a little bit and listening to the latest news on Colorado, and we're now state ordered to what?
Stay home.
Stay home.
Unless
Stay
you're
home.
vital operations.
Unless you're vital operations, which, yeah, so, and then what else? Yeah, that's just it. Stay home. So I'm not sure I'm even allowed now to go to the park. It doesn't sound like it. Right? I can't walk him to the park. I don't know.
It just says for vital functions. If you need to go to the grocery
store or
taking care of a
loved one or a pet. or going to the grocery store, picking up medication and things like that. So,
Or taking care of someone.
or taking care of someone. So, yeah, so, yep, so that's kind of different. Now, it was one thing that it was just sort of, he had asked us to, but having it be state ordered is feels a little different, but it hasn't really changed. We weren't supposed to be going out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but apparently people were, so that's why they ordered it. Anyway, we're still allowed to go to the grocery store when we need to, and we're cutting our trips to the grocery store to about every week and a half if we can, to 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
So, all right, well, let's get into this chicken broccoli casserole. Let us know in the comments how you guys are doing, what's going on, what are you having for dinner? We're all staying at home, so let's just stay home and cook together. This recipe was easy and I had almost everything I needed for this recipe. I did substitute just regular cheddar cheese for the Monterey Jack cheese that it called for because I did not have that. And I did not put any celery in it because I did not have celery. I could have added celery salt. I did not do that, but I think it turned out okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with chopping up my vegetables. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees and I have about a 9 by 11 inch pan ungreased. I'm going to mix everything in a bowl. I've got 12 ounces of uncooked, cut into bite-sized pieces of the chicken. I'm using chicken breast. I'm using a 12-ounce bag of chopped broccoli, just the frozen. I didn't have any celery. I skipped that. I'm adding a whole medium onion chopped up, and I'm adding 4 ounces of sliced mushrooms. Next, I'll add 1 cup of mayonnaise and 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to get that all stirred up. Now I'm going to sprinkle just about 4 ounces of my cheddar cheese into the mix and stir that up. I'm holding back half of it. It calls for, I'm doubling it, so 8 ounces of Monterey Jack cheese, which I did not have. So I'm putting half in, and I'll save half to sprinkle on top. I'm actually going to now add about a teaspoon of Himalayan salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon ground pepper, but I was quite generous with the ground pepper, so probably a little more than that. We like our pepper. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into my pan, and I'm using, it's about a 9 by 13, but I am doubling this recipe. And this is ungreased. I'm going to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top. And now this goes into an oven that's preheated at 350 degrees for 1 hour. It's later than usual, 8:30, 8 o'clock for us. That's late. We're in bed by 9. So John's sitting here. We ate dinner. What did you think of that dinner?
I thought it was really delicious. It was surprisingly good. It looked different to what I'm used to, but it did end up tasting really well, really good.
And we decided, you could easily serve that with, I could have added rice, like brown rice, to that recipe easily.
Yeah. Or mashed potatoes.
Or we
My
could
favorite.
I told you guys. Mashed potatoes. Yep. Could have easily done a carb. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, so definitely good. I doubled the recipe. I'm going to freeze half of it just so we have a meal in the freezer to just heat up when we want it. And then, yeah, and then we have enough besides that for a couple of your lunches. So, yep, we're good.
It's all good.
Yeah. And then Jamie stopped by unexpectedly. She just had a bunch of meat because our stores have been low on beef. So she actually had some beef. Her and her friend brought us some. So that was good, making sure that we're stocked up. And then, yeah, and we gave her water. So we were just kind of switching our supplies out.
Yep.
And our state goes into mandatory stay home orders tomorrow.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. So, yeah, but we've been pretty much adhering to that anyway. When we've gone out, we've,
Yep.
Working
home.
Working home. Well, for you.
Yeah.
And then for me, I work at home and work at home and work at home all the time. That's all I do. Work at home. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys want to see more of certain things. I was going to try to do a some kind of like exercise kind of thing, but I just didn't. She came by unexpectedly, and just with everything going on, it just is, it is what it is.
Yep.
So say goodbye, Roscoe. And he's going to be getting a haircut soon. So
see everybody later.
all right, take care, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.